Marvelous. Well, thank you all for joining me. My name is Kevin Anyango. I'm the founder of Mtandao Varsity. The platform is mainly to share mostly young people on what employers want. Most of the times, we spend a lot of money doing degrees, diplomas, certificates, but we kind of ignore what we call soft skills. And soft skills, they are those characteristics that employers are looking for, and also business as well. It makes things work. And today, I've got the man himself, Andy Kibe.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, everyone. Take two. Well, yes, I've got Andy Kibe here, and the platform is mostly to share what employers want or businesses, and I refer to those as soft skills. And this includes things like communication skills, writing skills, being able to solve problems, leadership skills. And the reason I have you keep it is because of what you do. I mean, you've been in the business for a very, very long time, and you move on, from one job to the other. And how do you do that?
It comes down to interest. You should not do anything that does not interest you. Okay? Because imagine if you get into a business or get into a job that you have no interest in, remember you're working a certain number of hours. There is nothing that will take you faster to depression than being in a place you don't want to be in. I imagine waking up,
but not many people
go to a job you don't enjoy.
But Kibe, not many people have got this laxity like you have, that if I don't enjoy this, I'm walking away. People look at if I walk away, I will not be paid, I won't pay my rent. So do you think that is realistic to many people?
Okay, you can be realistic and you can be a pioneer. You decide which one you want to be. If you want to be a realistic person, you can stay in a job for very many years being realistic. And it makes sense. One of those is my reality will make sense. By there is never a good enough reason for you to leave the place you're in.
So you're saying that if you don't enjoy what you're doing, you should change. It doesn't matter whether that's where you get your bread or not.
Bro, it doesn't matter whether it's paying you or not paying. If you don't enjoy what you're doing, fucking walk away. And walk away fast. You don't know how long you have to live. You get me? You don't know how long you have to live.
Wow.
Walk away fast from that situation. Quickly run.
Okay, let's go back a bit. So we are talking to people that, let's say, are struggling to get opportunities. I know I'm a huge follower of yours. I can see you normally talk about following yourself, trusting in yourself. But let's talk to those people that have been struggling to look for work. How do they start?
You see, most of us went and studied things that we didn't like.
Yes.
Right? So you don't even want that job for that degree or for that certificate. There's really no job for you anywhere. Right? Why would you force yourself to go beg someone to give you a job when you can start your own thing? Like now, I'm so surprised. There's some ladies, even on Instagram, they have hustled to a point where now they're selling real products. Right? So they started small to a point where now they're selling real products. Now, if you want to go into the workplace, the number one thing you must have is confidence. Because uko confidence kaya hoka. Wana hoka na kuangalia hivi anaona macho zako zimeturn towards his products, he's already on you.
That's true.
Yeah, telling you, hey, I saw you looking at my shit. You want to buy, So yes, confidence kama ya hoka. But also remember.
So carry on.
I also remember, it's not the end of the world if you don't get that job.
That's interesting. And so where do you get this confidence from? So, listen, I've talked to people that have spent almost 5 years just looking for that opportunity, even internship, and they do struggle. And their confidence, most of the times, is can be knocked down, really. So where do they get that confidence from?
Um, you celebrate your small wins. Okay? Like now, I've been going to the gym. The other day, I noticed, there's a small change in my chest, and I celebrated that. Everything else was going to shit, but this one thing is what I held on to. I said, at least something is changing. Okay? Situations don't stay like that forever, but you need to know that you're not alone. Many people are going through the same situation, so you have to give yourself that confidence, knowing that I'm not alone in this. Other people are having to lift themselves up every morning to do this shit. Nobody wants to do what we are doing. It's not easy. But if it was easy, everybody would do it. That's why you have to wake up and motivate yourself and say, get the fuck up, get out. You get. So you look for someone like me, or you look for someone you like, and if these people have like motivational messages, you can hold on to that part of them. You can let them be the ones to motivate you when you're feeling like you go down. Unajua mimi utafuta my videos YouTube when I feel like I'm down. I just need a certain particular song because I know that song takes me out of that zone. So you look for some people who can help you out, some people you look up to, and follow them and see how their life is going. Because if these people are real, they'll tell you exactly how you need to live your life.
That is interesting. I mentioned YouTube again. For those that have just joined us, I'm talking to Andy Kibe on SoftSkills. Please do go to Mtandao Varsity YouTube and do subscribe. Back to you, Kibe. So you were saying that sometimes you go to YouTube and just look for those motivation stuff to make you leave the house.
Bro, you have to find something that you can attach yourself to, right? Like if it's music that does that for you, you make sure you play your right music so that you can be able to get up. If you listen to a podcast, wake up and listen to that podcast and get up. You get my point? If you need to go to the gym for an hour, don't stop going. Just get up and go to that gym. Let that gym be your motivator. You know what I'm saying? You look, even for me, I have to look for ways of encouraging myself. So that when I go to encourage other people, it is real. It's not just a fake thing. Right? Because it's something that I've done for myself. Now, I mean.
Well, I like that. And so if I go back now, so let's talk about your personality as Kibe. And you're a very, very confident guy, that's for sure. But what other ways now will you say, especially for hustlers? And I want to say hustlers. I'm not talking about your friends. I'm talking people like me. My hustler wale wenyewe Kibe. Okay. Yeah. So how do they build this personality to look confident? So you talk about looking for motivation. Yes, I'm not sure what he was trying to do. Anyway, back to you, Kibe. So use your personality. So you're able. So you walked away from a job, and you're still here with us, and you still sound up and beat. You're very, very motivated. So my question to you is: so apart from those motivation stuff, what else should people like us, people that are struggling, to build a personality with?
Getting a discipline is very good, right? You get one thing that you can do like repeatedly every day. Doesn't matter your situation, doesn't matter where you are, it doesn't matter what. You get one thing that you must do every day. There's a guy who says this. He says the first thing you do when you wake up is to make your bed, right? Because now you're leaving that bed. You're saying, now I've left this situation. Now I'm moving to another situation. Okay? If you don't make your bed, it's like psychologically your bed is still calling you, telling you, come back, come back to me. So it's a psychology thing. These are some small things you can do to help yourself move along before you get that big break. Because everybody's waiting for a big break, right?
Yes, yes.
Aren't you waiting for one?
Yes, yes, yes.
And you're probably even hoping this video is still a stepping stone to your big break, right?
Oh, yes. Oh, definitely. Oh, yes.
Now, you have to survive today. If you have to survive today, then you look for ways of surviving every day. And that's where you get that discipline, that one thing that keeps pushing you. That discipline, that one thing that you must do. Hata kama ni press ups 20, just have that one thing that you must do.
So that helps you to build the discipline.
It helps you to build the discipline, and then you become confident. That one thing makes you confident because now you become better and better at it, and now you are developing a skill. Let me tell you, we were lied to about skills. We were told to go study and put the information here. That is good, but it doesn't pay the rent. Skills, what can you do? Having head knowledge, nobody cares. What can you do? Right? What can your hands do? In 1998, from 1998 till the year 2005, I survived on nothing but playing pool. I would go to a pool hall, naangalia watu naona nani akona do, na the do, I fix him, nikipata hizo do. Bro, I survived day after day on nothing but playing pool.
Is that real? I'm going to enjoy it too.
1998 to 2005. Nothing but pool. I used to play pool. I go to pool halls. Nothing else. Because I had a skill. I could play pool very well.
So let's move forward. So talking about integrity. Well, people say that sometimes it's good to have, well, not good, but if you go to the integrity, again, you're going to attract opportunities and you'll be employed. But you're a very controversial man. Do you believe in integrity?
I believe in honor. I believe in fairness. I believe in keeping your word. Right? I believe in us trying to be better human beings. So yes, I do believe in integrity. But again, remember, integrity is based on location. Kama hasa India kushuta si kitu kubwa. Hapa Kenya ukishuta watu wanakuangalia, bro, okay. In India mnaweza kuwa mnaongea na mtu na atakuwa anashuta na ni zile loud and he will not even change the way he's talking. Yeah,
wow.
So integrity is based on location. But yes, I believe very strongly that we should aspire to be better.
So if you go back to Kenyan context now, and obviously lots of young people are really struggling, and even now, well, with COVID-19 living with us, people are struggling to get jobs. There are lots of depression around. But going back to young person again, so because some people may not be employing, what else can they do in relations to building themselves to get opportunities? So we talked about confidence, talked about integrity. What is substantial that we can tell people that, you know what, this is what you should be doing, or this is what you should do for us to attract opportunities?
Let me give you an example. There's some ladies who are very good cooks. Wanajua kupika chakula mzuri sana. But they are probably accountants somewhere. Okay? Ama juu ameenda chuo, amepata degree, anataka kuforce akuwe accountant, ama akuwe, let me move to a charger.
Okay.
Is that better?
Yes, thank you very much. Yes. So carry on.
Yeah, so I insist that you must be at the place of ile kitu umependa yani. What you like to do and what you're good at, that's what you should concentrate. Even when you think of starting a business, your business should go in that direction. You don't start business to make money. You start business because it is something you have interest in. Now it's very easy to make money after that. But if you go into
it, do you people look to make money?
Yeah, when you're going to make money, what are you doing? You're going to fuck the business properly. You're going to go and rubbish whatever it is you're supposed to do. But if you go in knowing what you're going in to do. Come on, if you're
we're going to move on swiftly. Let's talk about the business. So you're talking about, there are some women that, they concentrate on cooking, even though they're accountants, and they do it, use the word diligently, like, that's what they want to do. It's not about making money, but doing what you enjoy.
You must, because if you do what you enjoy, then you become better at it. And when you're perfecting, not even perfecting, when your skills are becoming better, you become more valuable. Okay?
Interesting. And what is the role? So people like you, that's I've seen it all. I mean, listen. So you used to play the pool, whatever you said, and you work for Energy Radio, Kids. You've done quite interesting stuff. But for those that are just starting, Kibe, I mean, ule mtu manze akona masters degrees, spent 5-6 years looking for work, lakini hapati, amejaribu kupika sambusa, it's not working really. Are we overrating nice words in terms of do what you like, do what you love, right? Sorry about that. Right, sorry. Right, so you're talking about people following their passion, and you give example with ladies that actually will cook or do other stuff while they're accountants. So please carry on.
Yeah, I was just trying to say that you should pursue what you're already naturally gifted at. Okay? Someone like Usain Bolt, he just runs. Right? When he runs, he gets paid for it. You should pursue that skill that you already know you have. That one thing. Mimi niko najua naweza ongea, but I waited for too long. When this thing could have made me money from way before. You get?
So what was the turning point? What made how did you wake up and say, oh my goodness, I've got this talent here? And that's what we struggle with, Kibe, is to identify what we're good at. So give me an example. So for you yourself, when did you decide you started thinking, actually, this is for me, this is mine?
How long have you known yourself?
That's a good question. Well, that's how old I am, right? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Please carry on. So you talk about knowing yourself.
Yeah, like now, when you leave high school, you're married, right?
I am, yes.
Right? So you're married. You've never been alone with yourself. Okay?
That's not true. That's not true.
You've never been alone with yourself. When have you been alone?
What? So what are you trying to say?
You're born in a family. You're taken to school forcefully. Then you're taken to university forcefully. Then you're almost forced to get into marriage. When will you find out who the fuck you are? You get? So you'll never know what even you're good at because all your time is being used up doing other people's shit. So it's time you take a step back and focus on yourself. Say, let me find out what am I good at. There's some things you may be good at that you don't know. You take a step back and say, okay, let me take maybe even a few years just to just work on myself. So that I don't interrupt my process. At that time, I'll be alone. This is what happens before you get married. Once you get married, it's a done deal for you. But if you're not married,
saying? So carry on.
If you're not married, these are tricks you can use, right? To learn yourself.
But some people will say that
put yourself out, learn what your interests are, then you'll be able to find that skill that is in you that is supposed to give you all the tubes in the world that you want.
But Kibe, some people will say that actually, being in a very stable relationship will give you that motivation or that space to do what you want. And there are couples. Well, I'm going to myself. I'm going to mention even the Obamas. They're doing okay, and Michelle and Obama got married at a very young age.
Yeah, there are couples who have made it work. But the reality on the ground is this: you need to know who you are before you engage in being with somebody else. Now, I'm saying this because most of the time, in our growing up, we never get to find out who we are. So you go from one thing to the next without knowing who you are. So you even get into marriage and you still don't know who you are. Right? So that person is just developing. Now, it took me 40 years to finally decide to go left instead of right.
Wow.
Okay? So I've actually known myself. I've been learning myself for the last 4 years.
Wow. And when did you decide, actually, this is what I can do?
I always knew I could do some form of radio. I always knew. I knew that was what I wanted to do. I worked on it. I practiced. I created scenarios in my head. I always knew that's what I wanted to do until I did it.
How did you get it, Kibe?
After what?
How did you get that opportunity?
So 4 years ago, after I go to India and come back, I've gone to India to build a mobile application. When I came back with some new revelation. Like I was seeing things different. I no longer had the passion I had for religion like I did when I went to India. So when I came back, in fact, I even said, mimi mambo hata ya God sahi, like I can't watch any nisome kwanza, none. Right? So 4 years ago, after coming back from India, is when I realized, you know what? To hell with everything. To hell with the way people think, with the way people judge you. Fuck all that. And I just started doing my videos. I said, these people may not want me in the conventional way, but if I do my videos, somebody somewhere will hear the video and do the necessary. And that's how I started, bro.
That is interesting. I didn't know that at all. And actually, Kibe, that's what I'm talking about. You know, those kinds of experiences, and that's what we lack. Because in school, and when I say school, I'm talking about the Kenyan setup or Africa setup, in that matter. You know, everything is so scripted to us that there's no opportunity for you to think out of the box. You know, soft skills. Nobody teaches this in school. Nobody tells students that okay, academic is good, but also there's that reality. You know, to identify yourself, to be part of a network. You know, do you agree with that?
Like now, how much do we care that Eliud Kipchoge can speak English or has a degree? We don't care. We just want when he goes to run, he's the fastest nigger on the day. Studio.
Yes.
We don't care whether he has a degree or not. As long as he can entertain us, run as fast as you can, we are happy with that. Right? Why do we put such a demand on everybody else to produce degrees when we don't know what their running is?
Interesting. Carry on.
So build yourself, work on yourself 100%. Learn yourself. Learn what you can do. Bro, there's so many things you can do. Even making earrings. Even making chapos. You can be the best chapo maker and start a whole factory just making chapos. Not just cook chapos anymore. You are the chapo guy. You see what I mean? But we are thinking too much of the money that we're forgetting to look at the vision. Do you know Johnny Walker right now? They have so much reserves that those reserves are worth more than the gold in the central bank of UK.
That's interesting. So
I've seen a vision when you put a drink in it's called a vat, and you leave it there for 18 years. That means this drink will only make you money 18 years from today. Do we see that? We don't see that. Us guys want to I invest today, I want my investment back today.
So do you think that the people in the sorry, Kibe, I'm just going to ask. So do you think that again, I'm going to use a setup that I'm very familiar with, and most in African African countries, we kind of admire people with money, and at the moment, most with money are politicians, isn't it? And we want that quick, you know, that quick money. I know I've been to Vegas, and you know, Vegas is where people with the new money they go and spend it, you know, and young people look at that lifestyle and think like, oh, this is the way people live, but it's not. It is fake. So coming to a reality now, the most people that we see on TV every day that we celebrate are the politicians. So are we saying that we're being failed by leadership?
We don't have leadership. What do you mean we're being failed by leadership? That's not leadership. Leadership doesn't take from the people. Leadership doesn't take. Leadership empowers. How do you take from the people and still call yourself a leader? How are you driving a V8 and people next door to you don't even have food? Call yourself a leader. Are you mad? There is no leadership. Any leadership that does not focus on building the people, that's not leadership. I reject it. So that's what these guys do. These guys focus only on themselves. They are no leader of mine. I do not have such leaders. No, I reject them.
So do we blame that? Do we say that, okay, my situation is the way it is because of my current leader? Is that what you're saying?
No, our problem is ourselves, right? Our situation is wrong because of ourselves. We cannot do anything about it. How come men are not talking? Which country is this that men don't talk? Ushaisikia kitu kama hiyo? Wanaume wanaumia wote kijumla, but men are not talking. So if they cannot talk about the problems that they have even in their households, you expect them to go deal with issues with a politician? That's too far. It's too far for him to think. Him is still dealing with his small, puny issues. The man in Africa, or I don't know whether it's Africa, but the man in Kenya is not talking. He's silent. And the country is dying because of him. Because the man does not want to open his mouth. He has become a pussy.
I'm going to do that. Well, I've got two last questions. Question number one. So yourself, you don't believe it. Well, you're saying that we don't call the current politicians leaders, but they're the ones that make things happen for us. So are you saying that we need to do something now?
I honestly, I don't know what we need to do, right? The other day I was invited for a fundraising. I went to see how these guys do that stuff. And I cannot honestly tell you whether there's a real problem and a real solution. I can't. So even when we say we want to do something, I'm trying to think, what should we do? What can we do? Even when a lot of guys come to my inbox asking me, so what's the direction? I'm like, if you get honest leaders, then they'll do things in an honest way, and we don't have to worry. Hata tukipata do kutoka wapi ama tukitengeneza do wenyewe, we won't have to worry that these guys are going to steal. This guy called our president had to assure another president that do hazitaibiwa. You see where we've come to? That's where our country is. And so I can't tell you for sure if what the problem is and how bad it is. I can't. I wish it's so horrible that our debt right now is at 9, is it 9 or 8? 8 trillion. Bro, do you know what a trillion is?
Well, don't go far. Let's talk about a million. You know, that can do much, isn't it?
Yeah, even a million shillings right now, that guy's life changes. You don't tell me in 10 years we've gone from 1 trillion to 9 trillion in debt. It's not getting easier. We're not getting out of debt. We're not getting better. We're getting worse. If today it's 9 trillion, by the time the next president anatoka, itakuwa 27.
Kibe, let's move quickly. The role of social media in building young people to get jobs. So there are two schools of thought here. Thought number one is that social media has given us opportunity to reach whoever we want, which is good. Well, that's how I met you. Number two, yes. Social media is giving us fake pictures. You know, social media is giving us look, if you go to LinkedIn, for example, right now, and you look at, you choose a name, you go, you'll see that they're having perfect lives. You know, someone had amazing masters. Let me talk about Larry Madowo, for example. You know, he's done very well, and credit to him. If you go to his LinkedIn page, you know, you can see his progress. You know, the way he started a school, internship he did. They went to Nation, you know, took over Trend, and now he works for BBC America. But he has really, really worked very hard. But people that don't know will see that and they will feel depressed. They're like, oh, goodness me, there's no chance for me. So let's talk about negativity of social media.
You know, one thing you should understand is understand what social media is, right? Social media is one of the biggest platforms for everybody. Anybody can become anything on social media. Whatever you want to be, you can be. Now, most people do not show things when don't show their lives when things are bad, right? So they disappear when things are bad. When things are good, they reappear. That's what you find.
Besides academics, we call these characters as soft skills, and that's what employers want. Employers want people that can make them successful, and degrees alone will not give them that. They want people with personality, people with a particular character that will make them successful. Today I was talking to Andy Kibe, who's a radio personality in Eastern Africa, actually, has done really well for himself, and I'm really honored to have him here today. For some reasons, he has disappeared. I'll give 5 more minutes to come back.
There we go.
Oh, there he is. Sorry, I lost you, Kibe. Sorry about that.
Hauna bundles huko UK?
Kibe, niwe una bundles. Nikutumia pesa.
Mimi kwanza wifi yangu haifanyi kazi. I'm having to scrounge on Safaricom airtime here.
Okay, Andy. And then carry on. You're talking about social media, and I like that. So you are saying that we can project or we can show what we want in social media.
You have to understand that that's what we do. We show the best sides of our lives on social media. Now, depending on the level that you are, you need to understand what people show. Kuna watu unaweza fuata uko depressed. Because life yake inakaa movie.
Kama wewe. So kama wewe, like you now.
I say whatever, my piece. I say whatever I want. When I have some hot chick, I want to show guys, look at this hot chick. Right? I want people to work with me in my life.
No, Kibe, I'm going to take you on this. If you look at your pictures, most of the times, or 90% of the pictures are in nice places where, you're in the gym or you're in this particular function, you are using a private jet. I saw the other day, you're in a private jet with I don't know who. So you are the problem then. You're showing us things that are not real.
No, I was in a helicopter, bro. Being in the helicopter was real. I was invited to go to a place and the mode of transport was a helicopter because that's how those guys roll. I was feeling like a king sitting in the helicopter, but it's not my life. That's why when you see me shooting a helicopter, hiyo si kawaida yangu. Mwenye alinipeleka akuoneshana hiyo helicopter. Because yeye amezoea, hiyo ni kama gari yake. Unashika. So understand social media. Some of us use it to floss, some of us use it to market, some of us use it to revenge on our enemies or whatever we think is an enemy. So don't take it too seriously. Use it for what it's for. Don't take it too seriously.
And I like that. Listen, I've never met you personally, but I reached you through social media. So that's the positive side of the platform, really. It gives the opportunity for us to reach to each other and build each other. But also, so carry on.
If it wasn't for social media, you think I would have been even offered a job at any of these radio companies, these radio stations? Because they would never have had me. Now, some people on social media, there's a kid who does toy reviews on YouTube. Toy reviews. Last year, he made $24 million.
Wow.
Toy anayangalia, anacheza nayo, anasema kama ni poa ama si poa. Okay? There's somebody called Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan makes, I think, close to 50 million, and he's ayuko kwa television ya mtu. Mnaelewa?
Yes.
There might be something from your bedroom that will make you chums. Or from your garage, or based on your interest. And people can watch you from anywhere in this world. So there's no excuse anymore. So based on your interest, there must be another 100,000 people who are like you. Hata kama umependa nini. You can have the crazy.
Well, Kibe, so Kibe, listen, we can sit here and talk the whole night. Really, I've got to thank you for your time, man. Well, the last question for me, I want you to help me get. What's your girlfriend's name? Kamenegoro. I want Kamenegoro on this platform.
What I'll do, I will ask her.
No. Oh, Kibe, come on. Listen, Nick Odhiambo made this happen. So it's a challenge I'm giving you also to introduce you to another person.
That's Nick.
So again,
I don't have
Nick
that
made
much
this happen.
in making things happen for people.
So are you going to make this happen for me to get Kamenegoro here?
I told you the best I'll do for you is I'll tell her about it. I'll tell her you're a nice
Kibe,
guy.
No, wait, Kibe. Wait, Kibe skiza. Come on, let's commit. You see, Nick Odhiambo and I asked Nick Odhiambo to commit himself, and he brought you here. So I want you also to commit to me. That's how we get her here.
What I can do, I can get you 2 langas from K Street. That I commit to you. Hey, I'll talk to her. So.
Well, Kibe, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. And really nice meeting you here, Kibe.
No worries, bro.
Thank you. Do you have a nice evening, mate?
You too.
Cheers.